Ah, I love it. Yes, some penguins, a penguin has more powers than you. Imagine that. Imagine that. You're waking up hustling, tafting do. Penguin is royal. All right, so he's here. He's looking great. I'm so excited. Haven't had anyone co-host with me for a while, so this is exciting for me. Before he comes, very quickly, watch.
The long-awaited show that makes aspiring entrepreneurs is coming to NTV. Lion's Den. Are you aged over 18? Is your design, product or idea the next big thing? If you have what it takes to face the lions, now is your time. For further information and to apply online, visit www.bankika.co.ke or pick up an application form at any KCB branch near you. Lion's Den, powered by KCB Bank.
Ta-da! He's here. He's here. We're going to get a shot of his shoes in just a second. You are looking dapper, Teddy.
Thank you very much,
How are
Kobe.
you?
I'm fine.
Thank you. So you're going to co-host with me for just a second?
Yep.
All right. So tell me a little bit about yourself before we get into what you're doing for Lion's Den.
Okay, who's Teddy? Well, Teddy's a happy-go-lucky person who's into all things creative.
Right.
Jack of all trades. Do a few things for advertising industry.
Yes.
Do a few things to serve my people in a governmental capacity.
You are a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
But you really do love media and
Yeah.
TV and interacting with people. So this was a great opportunity. Tell me a little bit about your TV background. How did you get into the media?
TV started quite, okay, how do I put this? TV started some time back. Actually started with me getting into advertising commercials and stuff like that when I was in campus. Then came opportunities like auditioning for things like Big Brother.
Yes.
Where I lasted for 1 week. It was a fantastic week and stuff like that. So just, I kept my eyes open, to things and what's happening in that media crowd. And yeah, suddenly one thing leads to another and now we're here.
Congratulations.
Thank you very
much. This is no small feat. It is a big deal.
Thanks.
And we're so, so happy. I think I can officially say you are our newest baby on NTV. Welcome to the fraternity.
It's good to be back.
Absolutely, yes. Amazing. Yeah. Okay, so this show is very exciting for so many Kenyans. Being part of the, the navigation system where you're helping navigate the contestants with the Lions. Hard work?
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work, and it's also going to be a lot of hard work. We've seen the schedules of how it's going to be.
Yeah.
What time you have to wake up, what time you have to whatever. But it's a very exciting opportunity because you can call it reality TV in terms of this is real people's lives.
Yeah.
As that thing of like if you go in, impress the lions, your life could change.
Exactly.
They could also chew you and spit you out. So.
Yeah, but I like it because it is an opportunity for you to step up your game, regardless, or your dream.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you this since you're my co-host. Here we go. We have our Have Your Say. Okay. Here it is on your screen, and I want you to tell me what your idea would be if you. There it is. Okay, go ahead and read it.
So this is a Have Your Say. If given a chance to pitch a business idea, what would it be?
Okay, can I tell you mine, and then you can tell me yours?
Yeah.
Okay, I am obsessed with shoes. I really, really am. I have been for a long time. It's a problem. I'm shoe obsessed, but I've decided to change it into a business because it's something I'm passionate about. I can't stop thinking about it. It's been part of me. So I want to start a shoe boutique, an online shoe boutique where you get on, you order a pair of shoes, we deliver it, and it can be custom made, all right? And we cater to all kinds of feet. What do you think about my pitch?
I'm gonna be like a lion.
Okay.
What makes you unique?
All right.
Yeah, as in, there's so many people who are doing that already.
True.
You go online and you check and you find out guys are doing that. Do you already have proof of concept? Is it something that's already working?
Okay.
If you're to borrow some money, what stake are you selling and what are you going to do with that money?
This is tough.
It's not a joke.
This is really tough. Okay.
It's really not a joke because the thing is that, I think it's probably going to be one of those things that it's also going to teach you. I have a business idea. Or is it just an idea, or is it a business? Is it something that can actually make money? Because investors are looking for, at the end of the day, one thing: make me cash.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't tell you that I've got your your questions answered, but I'm going to pitch to the real lions later.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I'm unique because we're doing designer shoes for cheap. You know, we're not going to sell you shoes expensive.
But it's a brilliant idea. I'm going to put you down.
Thank you. Okay, what's your idea? Like, if you were to pitch, if you were to stand in front of the lions, there are 5 of them, right? If you were to stand in front of the 5 lions, what would you ask? I mean, what would you pitch?
You know, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about something to do with a boutique, you know, like ad agency.
We should partner.
Yeah, something like that. But it's something still I'm going to think about because I'm like, this is crazy. My mind just fires. It's from advertising to onions to sheep.
But you know
goats.
what I love? You know what I love, guys? I love the way Kenyans are just inventive, you know?
That's true.
You find a quail egg and we will make it blow up, you know what I mean? And so it's really, really exciting. Anyway, so listen, it's important that we get back on the show. You know you're my co-host, right?
Yeah, which...
okay.
Should I say how that just happened? Which I just discovered like 10 minutes ago.
You are the guy. You are the guy. We're so grateful. Thank you.
She was going to interview me.
Yeah, here we go.
Then suddenly I'm a co-host. But anyway,
my co-host.
Anything for you, Cody?
All right, thank you so much. Right, so we need to teach people a few things that they didn't know about. We had a show that, of course, here on NTV as well. And I'm loving now that we've gone local. You know, Shark Tank, of course, is an international show that has been airing here on NTV. And we want to teach you a few facts that you didn't know, all right? That's our camera 7. There we go. All right, so we want to teach you something that you didn't know about Shark Tank this morning, a few facts, and then we'll get right into our very own. Kenya has bloomed. We have our very own platform that's giving opportunities. But take a look at AM Line. Hey, fantastic. You didn't know half of those things, I bet.
Never.
Okay, great. So we all set, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I'm just going to sit here and just let you host.
So anyway, welcome back to AM Live. And I guess you want to know more about this thing called the Lion's Den. So today we have 2 lions and representatives from KCB to answer all your questions and tell you more about it. Let's do this.
All right, and make sure you guys call, okay? Because it's so, so important that you interact with this platform. Why? Because they made it for you. Isn't that right? It is for you, okay? And we're going to delve into that in just a second. But we've been telling you about this great show that's coming on. And if you don't know about it, watch.
I consider myself an entrepreneur by birth. I'm looking for good business across all industries. I am not afraid of high-risk, high-return business, but the numbers must make sense. Image, business etiquette, and good communication are very important to me. So come meet me in the den, but come prepared.
As a lion, I'm looking for someone who really has a passion for what they do, an innovative product, and a sound business mind. The bottom line does not always rule. Impact is more important. Passion first, cash later. If there is a deal that I want, I will use every skill I have to get it. I promise I'll always tell you exactly what I think. Take the leap. Do it right now. Meet me in the den.
It's time we break through that glass ceiling once and for all. And trust me, it is never too late to take the leap. Just believe in yourself, inspire others as you grow, and always be a role model. I am really excited to see you in the den.
Success demands hard work. I am looking for drive, determination, and an unwavering belief in your business. I have time, money, and energy to give. But there is a catch. It must be fun. Only the loudest roar wakes the pride. So, come meet me in the den.
Entrepreneurship is all about ambition and commitment. Do you believe that success is not a destination? Are you constantly asking yourself, what is next? I will invest in you if you provide the excitement. So if this is you, see you in the den, and your idea could be the next big thing.
There are those who follow, and there are those who lead. Kenya is a land brimming with innovation, resourcefulness, and potential. There's a global phenomenon where budding entrepreneurs face the country's most respected business leaders, waiting to hear one word: opportunity. Millions of people have watched it. Countless lives have been transformed into prosperity. Now, prepare yourself. Lion's Den is officially in Kenya. Lion's Den, powered by KCB Bank.
so glad to introduce my panel of guests. First, the Group COO of KCB Group, Samuel Makome, and of course we have the KCB Marketing and Communications Director, Angela Murigi, and we have two lionesses who I'm so excited about. We have Wandia from Vivo and Olive, who's an image consultant and also founder of Couture Magazine. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you guys doing? You look great. I'm so excited about this show. I wish I could have participated. Right, so let's start from the very beginning. This is a great idea that came about and KCB latched on. Tell me about how it all started, Angela.
Okay, so Quite Bright Films, who are the producers and have the license from Sony Entertainment for this show, it's actually the same show that you see from the UK, from the US, Shark Tank, which runs on NTV, Dragon's Den in the UK, Ireland, it's in 26 countries. So when they came and actually presented to us and they told us that they had the license, we thought this was a fantastic opportunity to add something to the platforms we had for the Tujiajiri program, because we wanted a means to help Kenyans grow sustainable businesses. And we thought this program with the model of angel investors coming in, putting in money in your business for trading off for equity, helping you, mentoring you, linking, using their networks to grow your business. This was a fantastic model for growing Kenyan businesses.
Amazing. I love the Tujiajiri program, the KCB launch, giving an opportunity to young people to really step out and be self-employed. Mr. Makome, tell us a little bit about this idea and now bringing it to TV, how it really all works.
Thank you very much. I think for us, Tujiajiri talks about helping young entrepreneurs right from the beginning, up to the very end. And this fits perfectly with our idea of igniting businesses for young people. Initially, our Tujiajiri program has got several pillars. And it starts with the very basic people who need very basic training. And we've got something we are doing along that. We have so many young people. We've already started a pilot of 2,000 people. Then we've got people who we are igniting their hustles. Again, a large number of people who we are mentoring, training, and giving marketing linkages. Then ultimately for this, it's the highest level, where people have businesses, they can get angel investors, and can grow their businesses to the next level. So we've got an entire spectrum, from the very basic person who doesn't even have a lot of skills to the person who's built a business and can take it to the next level.
Amazing. Now, we've been revealing here on NTV the Lions slowly, not all of them all at once, all right? So when I saw Olive and Wandia as part of this, it's so exciting for me because your stories are very inspiring indeed. Wandia, we'll start with you. You're not new to AM Live, and you came before, but tell us your story.
The story of how I got part of be part of this?
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, for me personally, when I was asked whether this is something I'd like to do, I jumped at the opportunity. I mean, I'm so excited about the business space, small businesses, whether you're young or not. I know you have a focus on young people, but for me personally, I got into business quite late in life. It was in my 40s before I started my own business. And I think we hope to see people of all ages on the show who have started something and have a good idea, and maybe what they need is not just the financing. The financing is key, but I think it's the mentoring, it's the network, it's the relationships that you'll help them build that could make the difference for their business. So for me, it was just a chance to be part of a really exciting space, and I think Kenya is so ripe for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. You'll tell us about your business and how you grew Vivo.
Yes.
But Olive, your story is also an interesting one. How did you become a lion?
Well, KCB requested for me to be part of the show, which of course, again, just like one day I jumped at. I've been in entrepreneurship from the get-go, never been employed. It's one of the things I like bragging about.
Yeah.
And I totally understand the entrepreneurship space. I understand their struggles. And when they say that they wanted a more dynamic sort of panel, I thought it was really exciting. Because for small businesses, they have completely different challenges than, let's say, your big organizations. So we're able to understand that in terms of the funding that they need. We're able to just not only give them money, but also give them guidance on how to sort of work on smaller budgets. And, most people think that I need 10 million shillings before I can start a business.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you can start slowly. You don't need a large cash injection all at once. And sort of just figure out your business space and grow into it, as opposed to sort of just looking for funds right from the onset,
All right, yeah.
So, yeah.
It seems really nerve-wracking because it's TV, you get a few minutes, you have 5 lions sitting in front of you, there's a lot at stake. We'll talk a little bit, of course, about how the criteria of selecting the lions, who they are. But before we do, guys, we have a call already on the line. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Hi, Susan, how are you?
I'm great. I'm Susan from Nakuru.
Okay, go ahead. Do you have a question or comment?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I wanted to find out if it's too late for me to apply.
Go ahead, say that again, honey.
Asking if I would like to apply to the Lions Den show.
Okay.
Because I have a business idea I would like sponsored. And I don't know if I'm too late. And again, being in Nakuru, I don't know exactly where I should go. Can I go online? Can I go to the branches? I just need a bit of information.
I knew that was going to be our first question. I almost want you to tell us your business idea, but I'll throw that to Angie.
Okay. Susan, it's unfortunate. We have already closed applications. We were accepting applications at our website, bankika.co.ke, which you can still go to for the mentorship. And we were accepting applications also in our branches, which unfortunately that now is closed.
There was it was public knowledge.
Yeah, it was public. We did a lot of advertising.
Yeah.
UNTV as our partners did a lot of advertising to inform the public how long the applications were open for. We came down to 75 contestants, and really, I mean, the season 2, we fully intend to continue doing this.
Absolutely.
Show. Yes.
And watching those 75 will give a lot of Kenyans an idea of how to go about the whole process. Speaking of the issue of devolving, Samuel, you want to take that on? We're 47 counties.
Yes, this was open to all across the entire country.
Okay.
KCB was the first bank to be in every county in this country. So we actually had a presence. So however far you are, whether you're in Turkana, whether Mandera, whether you're in Mombasa, Nairobi, wherever, you actually have access to KCB. But of course, we've gone online. So, I mean, wherever you are, you could actually get in online. You can open accounts online. You can open accounts on your mobile phone. So access to KCB is absolutely in every area. We even have 12,000 agents, and even those agents are service points. So these days, distance is not a problem in Kenya anymore, not with digital banking.
All right.
Sponsored by KCB.
Excellent. So there you go. There you go. Simple, very well answered. Of course, and the one thing I wanted to talk about today is how you take your idea from an idea and bring it into life. For you, Wandia Vivo, an amazing store. I see your clothes. I was there the other day. Really gorgeous, really nice to know that this is Kenyan and it's ours. Tell me a little bit about, and inspire other people who are watching, how you take an idea and really bring it to life without it sort of falling apart.
I mean, I think everyone's story is going to be a bit different. Yeah. So, but you do need resources, and I think that's where people struggle, because to take an idea, you may not need a huge amount. As Olive said, I mean, you can start with something small and take it one step further. And I mean, usually that first stage of financing is the most difficult. So in my case, luckily, I did have some savings, and my business partner, we put our own money in.
Okay.
But we put in just enough to get us to the very next step. And then as your business takes off, you can keep reinvesting and keep growing. So the stage at which I think a lot of the entrepreneurs that we will see on the show probably have passed that very first. There'll be some ideas stage.
Okay.
But usually it's what they say, friends, families,
yeah.
Fools sometimes, who will put in that very, very first amount to get it to at least a proof of concept, where you have a product that you have tested on the market and that you can show has some viability.
Right.
So I think that's, sometimes that's the hardest step to get to, but if you can get through that stage, then you're more likely to be able to attract investors to help you then go to the very next.
Yeah. All right. We're going to get into, of course, what it takes, the criteria of the 75 in just a second. But we have another caller. I bet you anything they want to be on the show. Good morning.
Hello. Hi, Toby.
Hi, Fatuma. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How's Rai?
It's good. Asana.
Fantastic. Okay, you have like a minute to pitch to my lions here. What's your question?
Yeah, I wanted to ask a question. I have this idea. I've been struggling it with like 5 years. Yeah, I had a child, and then I had he was crying, and then this product which was on. I wanted to innovate a product which will help me to stop him crying, and then I saw it on online.
Yeah.
And then now I've never seen it on either it's in the United States or something.
Okay.
But I've never seen it in Africa.
Okay.
So am I allowed if I've already started the idea, I've innovated the product, can I bring it to the Lion Den?
All right. I love that question. It's so multifaceted. I'm going to throw part of it to Olive. She's got this great idea, but then she saw it later. I don't think there are any new ideas in the world. She saw it later online. So what does she do? How does she go about sort of developing this? Is it okay? And I think it's too late to pitch in front of the lions, my love. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, it is too late to pitch it to the lions. But if you have an idea, regardless of whether it's been done before, competition will always be there. So it's just a matter of how much better can you make your idea, how much better can you package it, how can you market it, and sort of make it more viable to the market that you're in. a lot of people are sort of in the phase of, I've seen this work in the States, I've seen this work in the UK, I've seen this work in China, so can I do it here? So you have to understand that the dynamics of people that live in those countries are completely different. So can you apply it to the Kenyan market? Is it really important to the Kenyan people? Because no, Kenyans have completely different priorities than people in the States and that sort of a thing. So she can sort of test it out, proof of concept is very important. Try out, bring it in, whatever it is, bring it in, sell it to 1 or 2 people, 10 people. Then if it works, she can make a whole business around it.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. All right, so Fatuma, listen, we are going to give you a lot of information on our social media platforms so you can get connected to KCB. There's a lot that's going on, so it's not because you can't face the Lions doesn't mean that it's the end of it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities there for you. Now, in looking at, of course, the criteria to pick the Lions and make sure that there are people who Kenyans can look at and say, okay, this is an amazing panel. How did you go about that?
Well, we wanted a panel that people could relate to, that all Kenyans could relate to. Very important that they saw every spectrum of type of business person that they know of. So you have your small business, you have your manufacturer, you have someone in ICT, you have someone who has done manufacturing. So you're looking for different types of people from different backgrounds with different experiences, all of them coming together that can sit and work together. Like when you think about someone like Mike Rabar, well, he started in an industry in a space where people used to say you can only be an accountant, a lawyer, or a teacher.
Exactly.
And that's it. He decided he's going to build a business around DJ entertainment. I mean, he started a school around it. So we had to pick people who people could relate to, who could understand the struggle of trying to build a business and what it takes to build a business, and who could advise and actually have networks to help people.
Okay, right. I think it's important that we also talk about, I guess, financial literacy, which is part of this program as well. When it comes, and we've had this discussion on the show so many times, when it comes to issues of relationships with banks, financial literacy, when it comes to really understanding the financial world, and it's individually and from a business perspective, we always get a lot of, but my bank, I go and the interest are too high, my loan, it seems a little bit messy. So Samuel, tell us a little bit about the perspective of this show in terms of educating Kenyans, getting them to engage more with the financial sector, how all that will look like.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, this is a very important component, as you point out. Right from the beginning, our training touches on preparing somebody to understand the world of finance. Many people, even if you go and ask them about their business, are you making money? They don't know. They have messed up their capital with their everything. So they suddenly run broke and they can't understand why, because they were selling and they were getting money. So even how do you account? How do you know that you're making a profit? How do you borrow? What is the right rate, etc.? So one of the major components of this thing is about training. So the training is on your skills. The other component is training on finance and even banking. And right from the nascent stages of the entire Tujiajiri program, we have where you are trained basic financial skills. And you're even introduced to facilities, loan facilities at affordable rates. And you even start graduating, even at a fairly discounted rate. And eventually you're introduced until you're full-fledged, you're able to walk on your own 2 feet. The other thing we are doing is that there are other types of entrepreneurs we're encouraging. We've got large firms that do accounting, like the PwCs of this world. But as a young person, you may not be able to go to PwC to do your books. But there are so many other people who've come out of the universities who've got these skills, accounting and legal. So we are also linking up with those people and say, come and help my people do their accounts. Because many people go to the bank and they say, I want to get a loan. Where are your accounts? Oh, but I'm selling, I've got more money, but they don't have any proper accounts. So we are even helping them get that accounting done, giving them the linkages to those people, helping pay for the services so we can handhold them through this journey. So it's very, very intense. It talks about the legal aspects, setting up a business. It helps you with the accounting and tax, and eventually makes you a really full-fledged business person.
Okay, all right. So we want John to get back on the line, who's been holding for a second. Please, John, call back and ask your question. But I think it's important that we talk, and I say this on the show all the time, try and fail, rather than not try at all. Be brave and step up and tell the world your idea, rather than be that old person who says, I used to. But, a lot of people will see the success. When we look at the promos that they're running for Olive and Wandia and the rest of the Lions, it looks so fancy. It looks so nice in your plush offices. Nobody sees the hard work, the sometimes stumbling and falling and having to pick yourself up, the losses, the risks that come with it. Talk to us a little bit about that and what people should really know about the reality of running a business.
Yeah, I mean, I think risk is inevitable. I mean, there is no growth without some level of risk. But I do think you need to manage it. And I think the testing in small stages is one way to do that. So, rather than decide my idea is perfect, so let me go and invest in a huge amount of stock before you've even sold, is one way. You even if you're making smaller margins on that very first round of providing a service or a product, selling a product, you can test and then learn from that. So I mean, mistakes will happen. Failure definitely happens. I don't think any entrepreneur or business person who tells you they haven't failed is not telling you the truth. But it's what do you do with what you've learned from that experience, and how do you manage it so that there is no one mistake that's going to cost you your entire business. So I think testing and readjusting your strategy. So every time that you have a sort of negative experience, what do you do with that information, and how do you take that back to relook at what you're offering, or your price points, or whatever it is that's going to happen.
Okay.
And I think the risk of coming on the show, because not everyone who comes on the show will get funded, but there'll be so many other learnings from that experience. I mean, even the exposure that the entrepreneurs will have being on television, people will see them, hear about their product, hear about their services, that alone. So I hope that no one will walk away feeling that even that experience hasn't been a positive learning experience for them.
Okay, what's your take, Olive, on the same?
I think risks are inevitable. I think it's important to, like I said, big risk, big reward. If you fail, if you try and do something and you fail, it's a matter of how quickly you recover. Yeah. If you spend too much time dwelling on the fact that this didn't work, maybe in that failure there's another opportunity that showed itself, so you need to be a bit flexible. I get asked a lot of times, what's my 5-year plan, what's my 10-year plan? And I'm just like, in entrepreneurship, you can't really have that 5-10-year plan, because you might plan it this way, then it doesn't really work. And if you're too sort of stuck onto that one plan, then it doesn't really work out. So, it's just a matter of being able to sort of go with the flow and change and adjust and refocus so that failure doesn't become absolute.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, we have Mushemi on the line who wants to ask a question. Good morning, Mushemi.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Fantastic. Say hi to my guests.
Yes, I'd like to say hi to the entire panel.
Excellent. Thank you. All right, you have a question or comment?
Yes, I have a question and possibly a comment.
Go ahead.
My question is, what are the chances of the Lions Den actually sponsoring a complete startup, a complete business idea which has not been done? Someone has not done it, but it is a sound business idea. What are the chances of that actually getting funding or support? Or are they only looking at, when I look at Shark Tank, for example, they only support existing, you have to have done something. They only support that.
Right.
Number two, normally these things I'm hearing everybody talk about the youth. And looking at, if say you're 45 and above, you clearly know that by the time you are youth, there was no government program for the youth at that time.
True.
Yet you're still a very responsible person. There's an assumption that the youth are the ones who are responsible and have a future. Okay. But you can be 40 and you live until like 92 to Mugabe. So what are the chances of supporting somebody who's not a youth but have a business plan, a solid business plan?
Thank you, Mushemi. Brilliant questions there. I'm going to throw the first one to you. Idea versus an existing business. Is the show going to look at both?
Yes, it is accepting both.
Okay.
Yeah, we're accepting both. So out of the 75 contestants, I think it was something like 14% of them are people who it's an idea on paper.
Okay.
You have actually not tested or tried any part of it, but you want an opportunity to bring it to the Lions because it sounds like it's a viable plan. So yes, we're allowing both types.
Okay,
yes.
Fantastic. Wendy, you want to take the question on
I actually want to answer.
The only youth over here is
answer both because I mean, one thing is who gets chosen. The other thing is who we're going to. I mean, ultimately, the Lions will decide who they're going to invest in.
Right.
And each of us will have different portfolios or different things that we're, different risk levels even amongst ourselves. So I think on the question of a complete startup, for me personally, I would need to see that even though you may not have a business yet, you've got something unique. You might have some intellectual property, something that no one else can bring in your offering. So that has to be obvious. Okay. Otherwise, if it's just an idea, anyone else can do it just as easy as you can do it.
Right, exactly.
So something unique. But that's not to say we will never, or I personally would look at startups, but in that space. On the issue of age, I will always, I don't believe age should ever be a limiting factor. Like I said, I started my own business in my 40s. And so, yeah, no, I think don't feel that if you're not young, you don't have a chance. You can start at any point in your life to do whatever it is you're passionate for, if you're willing to put the work in.
Okay, Samuel, I want to throw that back to you a little bit in terms of, the ones who are feeling a bit locked out. Youth is, everyone is focusing on the youth. What about the rest of us?
Okay. Let me say, first of all, you're just as young or old as you believe you are.
Thank you,
That's
sir.
the first thing.
Yay!
But recently I learned that if you're 50, 50 is the youth of old age. So you're still young at any level.
Okay.
So, but one of the things about the youth, when talking about youth and what is a bit of a focus is the way our African population looks like. We are having a youth bulge, or even a youth quick, as some people call it. So many people who are unemployed, and large numbers of them are actually the younger people.
Right.
So in a sense, if you're going to address a lot of the concern, you have to focus somewhat on that group. That's why if you look at this program of ours, it starts with people who just left school.
Right.
But it goes all the way, and as Wandia pointed out clearly, somebody with a business idea could be in their 50s even.
Yeah.
So at that spectrum, people who are doing that, they've started at something, it's working, and they can get an angel investor to invest in them. And so long as you convince somebody, not just the angel investors, but you're going to get exposure. So long as you get that kind of exposure, people can invest in you.
Okay.
So ultimately, there is no limiting factor. But the majority of our people, just as a consequence of just our population dynamics, many of the people coming will be the younger people. And those are the people who need the greatest helping hand. They're the ones who are more limited in things like collateral.
Right.
They're the ones who've got less experience. They're the ones have got less resources, so they need a bigger helping hand. But there is no bias whatsoever in terms of saying across the entire spectrum, you learn from the youngest up to the not so young.
I just wish I was youth in 2016. They seem to have it really great. Before, I don't know where my co-host has disappeared to, Teddy. He's going to introduce us a little clip in just a second of another lion. But there's 5 lions, right?
Yes, there's 5.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about what, because individually some of these, is he here? Is he somewhere here? All right. Individually, Wandia and Mike and Olive and Chris are looking for something. It's not just about sort of putting these judges there and just giving a nice TV production.
Yes.
It really is about engaging in an authentic and real way. Tell me about these 5 lions and what kind of, what kind of expectation are you looking for in terms of their interaction with the 75 contestants?
Okay, our expectation of the 5 lions is, of course, each of them, because they are unique individuals with very unique ideas and approach to business, they are going to take a certain style, each of them, and this was very important for us to actually look at what style did each of them represent, so that we can ensure that we are providing people, not just, because authenticity is very important, as you mentioned, that people feel that these people have an interest to help, to empower, to
real
grow,
interest,
a real interest in growing the small businesses of this country. And that's what we were looking for, actually, at the end of the day. Can we get a spectrum from them? So you've met Olive, you've met Wandia, you've met Mike Rabar, Chris Senanu, who is also a venture capitalist as part of his businesses. And the 5th one is the CEO of Chandaria Industries, Darshan Chandaria.
Yes.
So all of them have something unique to bring to the table. The type of industry the individual is in, the background of that individual, the experiences they have had. We wanted to be able to put in front of Kenyans a panel that was relatable for them and that could actually, that intended to support them. In fact, if you talk to, like Mike wants to empower youth, says that he employs 300 Kenyans today and would like to employ 1,000 by the end of next year. When you talk to Chris, he'll tell you about his intentions to grow small businesses in Kenya and actually make them profitable businesses. All of them, there is something that drives them in this area, and that is why we selected them.
All right, so we're going to very quickly, if my director will allow me, play Darshan's clip so we can get to know him a bit better. All right, and then we'll come back and just conclude this conversation. So get to know the 5th lion. All right, he is the CEO?
Yes.
CEO of Chandaria Industries. All right, take a look, everybody. There. So very, very quickly, Olive has something to say, right, Olive? As we wind up?
Yes, yeah, sure. So I just wanted to sort of explain to people the concept of what Lions Den is about, because I've had a lot of people asking, so, you know, what does a winner get? What's the maximum KCB is willing to sponsor people?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not a competition, it's real life business. What's happening, or what you'll watch on TV are real life interactions between potential investors and business people. So people are coming to pitch their businesses. It's not an idea that they have somewhere in the sky. It's something that they have developed and they're looking to get angel investors into.
Amazing.
So KCB has sort of brought these two aspects together, because you'll find that it's very difficult to get investors interested in your business unless you have a certain amount of networks. So it's not a competition.
It's not a competition. But
Everybody
Kenyans
does
should
get,
engage. Yeah, Kenyans should engage. Samuel, you wanted to add to that?
Yes, I think this should be seen not as just a one-off event, but as something we are trying to encourage across the culture. And KCB is going to invest in mentoring, in training, in finance, in market linkages. So it's a whole program. It's something that's going to happen over a long period of time. We're going to keep on investing in young people. I encourage people to go to the website, to get involved, because just because you're not on the show doesn't mean there's not something you cannot learn that can boost your own business. So we want to encourage this.
All right, Wandia, your parting shot?
Yeah, no, I just want to say I hope people really, you know, do watch the show. I mean, it's real conversations. This is real money that we have to invest, you know, and with real businesses. So I think I haven't met a Kenyan who doesn't have a business somewhere or a plan for a business somewhere. We all have that, you know, thing going on. So I think everyone has something to learn and to experience from the show. So I hope people watch.
Amazing. Yeah. Angie, what is your parting shot?
Well, my parting shot is that I look forward to them all joining us on NTV.
Yes.
September 26th,
yes.
Monday, 8 p.m., first episode.
It's
very
exciting.
excited.
It is
very
so
excited. I think
yeah.
it's a fantastic opportunity for Kenyans to learn, to grow, to become bigger. Like you say, all Kenyans are hustlers.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And you know what I love also about the show, which we didn't mention, the quality. Quite Bright Films are people who aspire to really give great quality TV in Kenya. And so you guys, please make sure, log on to social media platforms so that we can connect you to the details of this show. It'll be airing right here. We're also excited about our new baby. We are. Thank you so much for being here this morning. That was a really great discussion. Right, so we asked you a question earlier on the show. We don't have anything to give you like money from the lions, okay? So don't. When did human beings start wearing clothes? 170,000 years ago, okay? And thank God for that, right? Vivo. Cash goes to Brian Kipsani, and another half goes to Emily Karade, and another half goes to Nyari Wenzia. All right, congratulations to you all. And yeah, may we all win. That's the main point. May we all win. Thanks, everybody. Have a beautiful day. We'll see you right here tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you.